there, my lovelies, this is Jana here. Welcome to my kitchen. Now, I have a very special recipe for you guys with simple ingredients, but most of us got it wrong because there are a few details on this recipe that we skipped or nobody told us about, and that's why I'm here for. I'm going to tell you everything about it. We are going to make mushroom sauce that can be used for practically anything, and if you add a little bit more broth and perhaps a little bit more butter, because who doesn't like butter? Vegan butter, of course. Okay, then it can transform, it can be also a soup, a cream of mushrooms, so you are going to love it, and freezer friendly. So let me show you how I put it together. First, we're going to start by adding olive oil to a large skillet, and we're going to brown the mushrooms. Now, this is one important step. Preferably if you have a heavy bottom pot or skillet, use that. And if it's large, the larger the better, because if you crowd the mushrooms, they won't brown properly. They will take longer to brown. And we want to create that beautiful brown surface that is called the Maillard effect. We are looking forward to see that in the food, because this is the food being transformed into like this whole new level of deliciousness. That is amazing. That's why sometimes we make a mushroom sauce and it tastes like nothing because we didn't cook the mushrooms properly. So this step is very important, to properly brown the mushrooms. Do not overcrowd them, okay? And give the mushrooms time to brown. It'll take some time. Don't rush them. Let them take their time. Do not add more oil, because at the beginning you're gonna think they're gonna need more oil, but relax and just observe. They're gonna release a lot of water. And then after this step, they're going to dry out, and then they're gonna start to brown, okay? And then you babysit your pot a little bit. Don't let them, don't leave them alone. They're not gonna do the job by themselves. You gotta stir once in a while, okay? So that is another important thing that I had to tell you about this recipe. So after that, after the mushrooms are properly browned, we're going to remove them from the pot or the skillet. If you have a lot of mushrooms, like I do it in batches, okay? Brown them in batches. Oh, something I forgot to tell you. You sprinkle a little bit of salt on the mushrooms when you put them in a skillet, because salt draws water from the food, okay? So they will brown faster. Don't forget that. Okay, so now we're going to add a little bit more olive oil to the pot if necessary, and then the onions, and we're going to saute them until golden brown. Minced garlic, stir for 40 seconds, and then we put the mushrooms back to the skillet. About 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar. Now for the herbs, use the herbs that are in season, okay? So if you have tarragon, you can use tarragon. If you have a sage, love sage and mushrooms, they're best friends. Or thyme or whatever. I wouldn't advise to add, how do you call it, basil, because it's too fresh, too summery. But if you absolutely must and you love it, go for it. It's your food, your choice, your food, okay? So anything. Fresh, you can add a little bit more herbs, and if they're dried, a little bit less, because they're super uber concentrated, okay? And now, here comes another tip. If you cook with wine, if you use alcohol to cook, you are going to add a third of a cup of red wine. Now, pay attention to this. The wine that you use to cook is the same wine that you use for drinking. So if you start your food with a $30 bottle of wine, you're gonna end up with a $30 sauce. If you use a $3 bottle of wine, you're gonna end up with a $3. It doesn't get any better. I heard Chef Jean-Pierre talking about it the other day, and I was like, that's it. Don't get fooled. If you don't have a good wine at home, don't worry, don't stress, just use broth, okay? But the wine you use for cooking is the same wine that you're willing to drink, okay? Now we're going to add some veggie stock or veggie broth, and we're going to cook for a few minutes, because we want all the ingredients to marry, to incorporate, to talk to each other, okay? Sometimes this tiny step that we overlook, which is time, we skip it, and then the food doesn't have time to properly develop, so give it time, okay? They need a little, it's simple to make, as you can see, it's like a super easy, but it requires a little bit of TLC, you know. Now, to thicken up the sauce, you can use a beurre meunier, you can use a roux, but who has that at home? I don't, I never, absolutely never. But so instead, I'm going to add cornstarch slurry because it's easy. We all have that, and also because flour, you should add the flour when you're cooking with flour at the beginning of the cooking, okay? Because otherwise, your food's gonna taste like glue. It's not gonna be good. So you just add to thicken up the sauce a little bit of cornstarch, okay? And we're going to end up with the grand finale, which is of course vegan cream and a vegan butter for that extra richness and shine. So that's that. See, that was easy. I told you it was easy. We only make easy recipes on the channel because that's how we roll. Nothing complicated. It looks like $1 million, but it was so easy to put together, wasn't it? So if you, like I said, if you add a little bit more broth and a little bit more cream, you can transform this into a soup, a cream of mushrooms, which is delicious.
Wake up, honey, I made you breakfast. Fresh coffee and bagels too. A new day is waiting for us. We got lots of fun stuff to do. Let's go to the zoo and feed the monkeys. I can lend them your baseball cap. Let's make the day a barrel of fun. Growing up is just a trap. Don't it seem like a drag? Like putting all of your joy in a big brown bag.
This is pure gold. If you put it on top of a vegan schnitzel, on top of French fries. Have you had that with French fries? It's lush. You're going to love it. Potato puree, pasta, rice, it's amazing. Or like I said, as a cream of mushrooms, a soup, if you add more broth and more cream, it's amazing. And I hope I had brought you some information as to why sometimes our mushroom sauce tastes like not so good. So that's why. Make it, let me know. I forgot to mention at the beginning what type of mushrooms should you use. Any type of mushrooms, okay? Whatever mushrooms you have. Just use your imagination, combine 2 or 3 together. It's amazing. And then you can play around and see what you like the most. And this is it for today. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my website, because over there you're gonna get a free ebook with 10 recipes for a weeknight. Amazing. My favorite ones. Okay? So see you next time. Bye-bye. So, what's that? So, if you